¿Qué pasa, YouTube? What's up? How's it going, everybody? Have for y'all a second Wi-Fi battle today on Sunday because why not? Had these matches saved up and I didn't want them to go to waste. So this was a pretty fun, close match I had against my boy Scep using the Specs Kyurem team that I made because I've really been wanting to use Kyurem in UU. Like, you don't typically see Kyurem in the UU tier too often, and Specs is always really fun. So if you guys do enjoy the match, hit that like button down below and answer the comment question of the day. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get this match started. Now, going into this battle, the biggest issues that I saw on Cep's side of the field were going to be the combination of Hydreigon and Mega Pidgeot, just because switching into them could be a little bit difficult. Then again, he doesn't really have a safe switch into my boy Specs Kyurem because his best switch in is Metagross, which typically Metagross aren't too bulky in the UU tier. So once I hit that with the Specs Draco, it's already going to be crippled for the remainder of the match, and if I can apply pressure to it, then Kyurem should just get a KO every time it comes in here. So he ends up leading off with the Lycanroc, as I'm going to be leading off with my Scarfed Infernape. But I don't want to risk him possibly having a Focus Sash, so I'm able to go for the U-turn as he actually switches directly into his Gliscor. And I'm going to U-turn into my Kyurem, and I'm about to just click Choice Specs Draco Meteor. And the cool thing about Kyurem is that it actually has a 10 base higher special attack than what Kyurem Black has in the OU tier, so it does hit a little bit harder on the special side. And as you can see here, I do a solid 52% to the Metagross, as I will be able to knock it out on the following turn that he does try to switch it in here. So thinking that he would go for Rocks or the Meteor Mash or Bullet Punch, I switch into my Rotom Wash, but this man just kind of explodes all over the face of my Rotom, and I just kind of go down. I thought that maybe I could live that explosion, but I guess not. And the fact that I lose my Rotom is actually just a little bit annoying, because it was one of my main switch-ins to the Pidgeot, and I could have used it for a pivot switch-in, potentially to the Chandelure as well. So now Chandelure has kind of become a problem because switching into that could be an issue if it's Spec. So on the double down, we both bring in our Megas, and because Mega Manectric is typically faster than Mega Pidgeot, I don't expect them to want to stay in here, so I do expect them to either switch into the Gliscor, thinking I'll go for the electric move, or switch into his Hydreigon as a middle ground play, because if he's Scarfed, then he'll be able to outspeed me and force me out. But the fact that this HP Ice did only about 1/3, almost 1/4 of damage to this Hydreigon has me questioning if this thing is actually going to be Choice Scarf, because I think regular Scarf Hydreigon takes about like 40, almost 50-ish% from a Hidden Power Ice from Mega Manectric, and that only did like 25-30% at best. So I bring on my Hippowdon here, expecting to be able to live any 2 hits. Unfortunately though, he does get a crit there with the Surf. It's not changing in the long run of the match, but it would have been nice to at least keep my Hippowdon around, because I could have possibly got out my Stealth Rock. So I'm going to make a bit of a judgment play here and bank on this Hydreigon not being speed EV'd at all. So I make a risky switch into my Kyurem here, and I'm just going to go straight for the Dragon Pulse, because he doesn't really have a safe switch in now that he lost his Metagross, and whatever comes in is going to get absolutely blown back. So I'm able to easily 2 KO this Chandelure. If I'd gone for the Draco there, I would have just straight OHKO'd him, but even if he was Scarfed, as he does turn out to be here, as you can see, Shadow Ball doesn't do too much, and Fire Blast only would have done a little bit over 50-ish% there. So I really wasn't too concerned in going with the Dragon Pulse, with the Draco Meteor, sorry. So I felt like Dragon Pulse was still a safe play. Plus, if I did go for the Draco, he could have brought in Gliscor, and if that was Swords Dance, that might have been a little bit of a problem. So I'm able to knock out the Chandelure. In comes the Lycanroc, which I'm expecting this to be a Focus Sash variant, because I don't know why else he would bring in Lycanroc on a Kyurem. But he's not sashed, and he bluffs it very well here, as he's going to actually go ahead and pop the new signature Z move of Lycanroc and Ultra Sun and Moon. And this animation is going to be flipped around because I don't want to risk a potential copyright strike. So yeah, sorry about that, but the animation does look pretty cool. I think the Midnight form is my favorite, because I feel like the night background with the moon just complements it so well. So I do end up bringing in my Manectric here, expecting to be able to live any hit that he wanted to go for. And this just does so much damage. Good lord. That is way too powerful. So because Mega Manectric does still have a lot of value for me in this match, I'm actually going to switch out here thinking that he would go for the Excel Rock or the Sucker Punch. I think that Lycanroc Midnight learns Excel Rock. I'm not too sure of that. I think all three of them learn Excel Rock. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I will be able to knock him out here with the Bullet Punch as down it goes. In comes the Mega Pidgeots. At this point, I don't really have a good switch into Mega Pidgeot, so I am going to be forced to just kind of leave in my Bandit Scizor here and just try to get off as much damage as I can. I think unless I crit him, there's actually no way I knock him out with this Bullet Punch, but it still does a really solid amount of damage. Actually, well, no, would a crit would have knocked him out? I'm not sure. I think if I got like a high damage roll crit there, I'd knock him out. But I didn't really care if I didn't kill him because I just wanted to get off damage, because with him only having his Gliscor left and his last remaining Pokemon are all weak to Hidden Power Ice at this point. So at this range of HP, I can actually knock out Mega Pidgeot with the HP Ice. So I really have no reason to not just click HP Ice in this scenario. If he brings in Gliscor, that's either O-Code or 2-hit KO'd. I get off some good damage on the Hydreigon here with just, again, it's just eating these special hits like it's nothing, man. Like at this point in the match, I didn't know what set this was. I figured this was like a bulky HP invested, Spadef invested Hydreigon or something. So I Volt Switch on out of there into my Infernape on the off chance that maybe I could live a Draco Meteor. I think I did live one, unless he was like modest max special attack, but he actually ends up going for the Dark Pulse there, and that's really good for me because I will be able to guarantee outspeeding Hydreigon here and finishing him off with the U-turn, which is excellent because at this point I can just kind of bring back in my Manectric here, and I should be able to knock out Gliscor with 2 hits. And then with Pidgeot being so low, I have Scarfape, so I can just knock him out with a Close Combat or a Flare Blitz if it comes down to it. In hindsight, what I also could have done here was actually brought in my Kyurem instead, because I think at the amount of HP that Kyurem was at, I actually would have been able to live a Hurricane from the Mega Pidgeot. And this turn, actually, I could have switched directly into Kyurem, because I risked him potentially being a very Spadef, bulky Gliscor, but it turns out that he's not, because I'm actually able to straight O-Code him here. So I guess in the long run it doesn't matter, but I just really would have liked to get another KO there with Kyurem. So I knock out the Gliscor. At this point, his Mega Pidgeot will not be able to beat the combination of Mega Manectric and my Scarfed Infernape in the back, so I'm going to be able to knock him out with the Volt Switch, and that is going to be the victory in my favor. So very fun, quick battle to my buddy Scep there. Of course, if you guys would ever like to battle me, I do take battles on my Discord. I will be trying to look for some on Monday and hopefully throughout the week. So whenever I'm looking for battles, accept and we can get a game. So yeah, hopefully y'all did enjoy. Hit that like button down below, answer the comment question of the day. And with that being said, I will see you all tomorrow with 2 more uploads. If you may have missed the first Wi-Fi battle, then check that out. There'll probably be an annotation on the outro and like somewhere on the screen. So yeah, thank y'all for watching. Later, everybody.
No matter where you're at, I'm not here to make friends, it's time to attack and deplete your HP with a final smash. Don't make me turn around and pull a 6-foot hacks. 6 foot hacks, hacks. Yeah. 6 foot hacks, hacks. Yeah. 6 foot hacks.